Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a moment in your life when you must make a choice. A moment where the noise of the world quiets down and the voice inside you asks the most important question. Will you be ruled by your emotions, or will you rule over them? That choice, simple as it sounds, will shape the rest of your life, because emotions, those fleeting, unpredictable feelings, can be your greatest servant or your most ruthless master, and the difference depends entirely on who's in control. Weak feelings, self-doubt, fear, laziness, excuses are the enemies of success. They're not loud, they're not violent. They don't come crashing into your life with warnings and alarms. They slip in quietly, disguised as comfort, as rest, as taking a break. They whisper lies that sound like reason. They say, "You've done enough today." When you've barely scratched the surface, they tell you you're not ready. When you're more than capable, they convince you that the safest thing to do is nothing at all. And yet, here's the truth. Your feelings don't care about your future. They don't care about your dreams. They have no loyalty to the person you want to become. If you let them lead, they will lead you straight to regret. Think about it. How many times have you woken up in the morning and thought, "I don't feel like going to the gym. I don't feel like studying. I don't feel like pushing myself today"? How many times have you let that single phrase, "I don't feel like it," determine the direction of your day? And then, at the end of that day, you felt the weight of knowing you could have done more but didn't. That's the tax feelings will make you pay, the silent cost of opportunities lost. But let's flip the question. What happens when you push through? What happens when, despite every excuse your mind throws at you, you show up anyway? You win, you grow, you get better. You strengthen not just your skills, but your willpower. Because every time you push yourself to act in spite of your feelings, you're sending yourself a message: I am in control. Muhammad Ali once said, "I hated every minute of training, but I said, don't quit. Suffer now and live the rest of your life as a champion." That wasn't just about boxing, it was about life. You may hate the grind, the repetition, the long hours, the moments when your body aches and your mind wants to stop. But those are the exact moments when you're being forged. Those moments are where champions are made. Feelings will lie to you every single day. They'll tell you you're tired when you have more to give. They'll convince you that you're not good enough when you're just steps away from success. They'll insist you play it safe when you're standing at the edge of a breakthrough. Greatness, however, is never achieved in comfort. You will never hear the story of someone who became extraordinary by always choosing the easy road. Comfort is where mediocrity thrives. It's where dreams shrink and die. Greatness is forged in discomfort, in discipline, in the relentless pursuit of something more. It's born in the days you don't want to do it, but you do it anyway. When your mind says, "Stop," push a little further. When your body says, "Rest," remind yourself why you started. There is power in that decision to keep going, because every time you override those deceptive feelings, you're building a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. You're training yourself to act on commitment, not emotion. And that is a skill that will carry you through every area of life: work, relationships, health, and personal growth. Think of your life like a long road. Along the way, there will be hills so steep they seem impossible to climb. There will be storms that drench you to the bone, winds that push you backward, and moments where you stand still, doubting whether you can take another step. Your feelings in those moments will tell you to turn around, to find shelter, to quit. But if you quit every time it gets hard, you'll never see the view from the top. And that view, the one where you look back at everything you fought through, is worth every drop of sweat, every moment of doubt, every aching muscle. We live in a world that often glorifies instant results. Social media is full of before and after pictures, but rarely shows the messy middle. The mornings you don't want to get out of bed, the nights you stay up working when everyone else is sleeping, the failures that sting and the small wins that keep you going. The truth is, those unseen moments, those quiet victories over your own feelings, are where success is truly built. It's easy to act when you're motivated. It's easy to work hard when you feel inspired. But those feelings are temporary. They're guests that visit and leave without warning. You can't rely on them to build the life you want. Motivation is a spark. Discipline is the fire that keeps burning. And discipline is born in the choice to do the hard thing over and over, whether you feel like it or not. You will face days when the gap between where you are and where you want to be feels overwhelming. You will face moments where you question your ability, your worth, even your purpose. That's when the decision matters most. That's when you must plant your feet, stand your ground, and say, "Not today. Today I lead my feelings. They don't lead me." There's something powerful that happens when you take ownership of your choices. You stop waiting for the right mood, the right timing, the perfect conditions. You stop outsourcing your potential to something as unreliable as a passing emotion. And you start creating the life you want, one disciplined decision at a time. Every action you take becomes a brick in the foundation of the person you are becoming. Skip the gym today, skip the book you plan to read, skip the call you were supposed to make. And you've just handed your future over to your feelings. Show up anyway, do it anyway, push through anyway. And you've just taken another step toward the life you've imagined. So here's the challenge. The next time you hear that whisper that says, "Not today," answer it with, "Watch me." The next time your feelings try to negotiate you out of progress, refuse the deal, show up. Do the work, keep going, because the person you want to be, the person who has the discipline, the resilience, and the results you dream of, will only exist if you choose to rule over your feelings, starting now. Every time you push through fear, every time you refuse to quit when things get tough, you are starving your weakness. You are cutting off its supply, denying it the nourishment it needs to survive. And in that same moment, without even realizing it, you are feeding your strength. You are giving power to the part of you that grows when you step forward instead of stepping back. Strength is not born in moments of ease. It is not built by sitting back, waiting for the right opportunity, or hoping for the perfect circumstances. Strength is born in the fire of struggle. It takes shape in the moments when everything in you says, "Stop." But you choose to keep going anyway. It is forged in those quiet, lonely hours when no one is watching, no one is applauding, and no one is telling you that you can do it. But you show up regardless. Look at the greatest achievers in history. They were not the ones who had it easy. They were not the ones who coasted through life without resistance. They were the ones who endured, the ones who fought through pain, failure, and rejection, the ones who refused to let their feelings dictate their destiny. They got knocked down, but they got back up. They failed, but they tried again. They were told you can't, and they proved the world wrong. They understood that weakness grows when it is fed, and the only way to defeat it is to starve it. You deny it your obedience and your attention. Think of someone like Oprah Winfrey. She came from nothing. She faced rejection after rejection, setback after setback. She endured personal struggles that would have broken most people, but she did not feed her weakness. She did not allow her circumstances to define her. She fed her strength by showing up, by working harder than anyone expected, by refusing to quit when things became difficult. She kept moving forward until the life she envisioned became the life she lived. Every time you choose the easy way out, you are sending a message to yourself that your dreams are not worth the fight. You are telling yourself that you are not strong enough to endure the struggle. But that is a lie. You are stronger than you think. You have a power inside you that is waiting to be unlocked, and the key to unlocking it is not found in comfort. It is found in action. It is found in the choice to keep going when every part of you says to stop. That strength does not come from waiting for life to be easy. It comes from pushing through the moments that feel impossible. It comes from fighting past fear when your voice shakes, from taking a step forward when the ground feels unstable beneath your feet. It comes from doing the thing you least want to do because you know it will take you closer to the life you want. It's not about being perfect. It's not about having everything figured out from the start. It's about showing up day after day and giving what you have, even when it's not much. It's about refusing to be a victim of your circumstances. It's about deciding that no matter what life throws at you, you will keep moving forward. I have seen it time and again. People who were counted out, who who were told they didn't have what it takes, people who faced setback after setback, who had every reason to give up, but didn't. They didn't feed their weakness. They didn't allow their struggles to define them. They put in the work day after day, even when it was hard. And when the world was telling them to quit, they were telling themselves to keep going. That is how strength is built. Think about a bodybuilder. They don't get bigger by sitting on the couch, avoiding the gym, or skipping the hard sets. They don't grow stronger by avoiding pain. They grow stronger by embracing it. They lift heavier. They work harder, and every time they do, they break down the weaker muscle fibers, knowing they will grow back stronger, more resilient, more capable. The same is true for your mind, your spirit, your character. Every time you face a challenge and push through it, you strengthen your ability to handle the next challenge. You are building resilience. You are building confidence. You are developing a strength that cannot be taken from you because it was earned, not given. But if you feed your weakness, if you give in to fear, excuses, and self-doubt, you are building something else entirely. You are building a mindset that keeps you small. A mindset that tells you, I'm not enough, or I can't do it. You are feeding the very thing that is keeping you from living the life you are capable of living. And here is the hard truth. No one else is going to fix that for you. No one else is going to fight that battle for you. You can be inspired by others, encouraged by others, even supported by others. But the fight to starve your weakness and feed your strength is yours alone. Every time you push forward when it's difficult, you are winning a battle no one can see. You are proving to yourself that you are more powerful than the feeling trying to hold you back. Those victories might feel small in the moment, but over time they transform you. You begin to see yourself differently. You begin to trust yourself. You begin to realize that the gap between who you are and who you want to be is not as wide as you thought. It is simply filled with moments of choice. Each moment is a decision. Feed the weakness or feed the strength. The truth is, fear and doubt never disappear entirely. They are always there, lurking in the background, waiting for the chance to grow. But when you consistently choose to starve them, when you refuse to give them the satisfaction of control, they lose their power over you. And here's the beautiful part. The more you feed your strength, the hungrier it becomes. You start to crave progress. You start to chase challenges. You stop being afraid of the hard things because you know that on the other side of the struggle is a stronger version of yourself. So when the moment comes, and it will come, when you're tired, when you're unsure, when you feel like you can't go on, remember this: you are feeding something. You are either feeding the weakness that will keep you trapped or feeding the strength that will set you free. The choice is always yours. I'm asking you right now to make a decision, not tomorrow, not when you feel ready, not when life slows down or the timing feels perfect. I mean this moment as you hear these words. Make the choice to be relentless. Make the choice to silence those weak feelings that have been holding you back and step fully into the power you've had inside you all along. The world is waiting for you to rise. Your greatness is not some distant dream. It's sitting right on the other side of the battle you've been avoiding. The obstacles, the discomfort, the self-doubt, they're not there to keep you from your potential. They're there to reveal it, and the only way to see what you're capable of is to walk through them, not around them. You cannot wait for the fear to disappear before you move forward. You cannot wait for every doubt to be erased before you take action. If you do, you will spend your life waiting. Greatness demands movement. It demands that you act in spite of fear, that you commit before you see the entire path, that you step forward even when your legs feel heavy. This is the moment you take ownership, not just of your choices today, but of the person you are becoming tomorrow. Because the truth is, your future self is watching you right now. 10 years from now, the person you've become will either thank you for the courage you showed today or live with the weight of the moments you let slip away. Every decision you make now is either building that future or breaking it. No more hesitation. No more hiding behind excuses that sound reasonable, but are really just fear in disguise. No more telling yourself that you'll start when you have more time, more resources, more confidence. The truth is, you don't get confidence by waiting. You get it by showing up. You build it brick by brick, moment by moment, in the small victories that come from doing what you said you would do. You've got this, but having this is not about talent, luck, or natural ability. It's about showing up consistently and refusing to quit when it gets hard. It's about keeping your word to yourself. It's about building an unshakable belief that no matter how many times you get knocked down, you will stand up again, because your purpose is greater than your pain. When you make that choice to be relentless, you stop negotiating with your dreams. You stop bargaining with your goals. You stop giving yourself permission to quit. Instead, you make a promise to yourself and to your future that you will fight for what you believe in, even when it's inconvenient, even when it's uncomfortable, even when no one else sees the vision you see. The road ahead will not be easy. There will be moments when everything in you wants to turn around. There will be moments when it feels like nothing is working, when the progress is so slow you wonder if it's even worth it. But it is in those moments, more than any other, that your decision matters most. Anyone can keep going when the path is smooth. Champions are made in the storms, when the wind is against them, when every step feels uphill. You must choose to be the one who does not stop. You must choose to be the one who looks at the difficulty ahead and says, "This will not break me, this will build me." That mindset, more than talent, more than connections, more than circumstances, is what separates those who wish for greatness from those who live it. There will always be reasons to wait. There will always be excuses available to you. But the world is not moved by intentions. It is moved by action. And action starts with a single decision made over and over again until it becomes who you are. When you make this choice, something shifts inside you. You stop being a passenger in your own life. You stop reacting to circumstances and start creating them. You stop letting your feelings decide your fate and start letting your principles guide you. The fear doesn't vanish, but it loses its power because you've learned how to walk forward with it still in the room. Do not underestimate the ripple effect of the choice you're making today. When you rise, others will rise with you. When you show courage, you give others permission to do the same. Your decision to be relentless does not just change your life. It becomes a light for others still trapped in their hesitation. And here's the truth. You are ready. You have always been ready. The challenges you faced before today have prepared you for what's ahead. You've already survived hard things. You've already proven, even if you don't fully believe it yet, that you can endure more than you think. You don't need someone else to tell you that you can. You need to decide for yourself that you will. This is not about being fearless. It's about acting even when you are afraid. It's about realizing that courage is not the absence of fear. It's the decision that something else matters more. And your dream, your calling, your purpose, those things matter more. So stand up, plant your feet, make the decision right now that nothing will stop you from pursuing the life you know is meant for you. The voices of doubt will still speak. The fear will still try to visit. The challenges will still come. But you will meet them with the resolve of someone who has already decided there is no going back. You are stronger than the voice that tells you to quit. You are greater than the fear that tries to hold you, and you are closer to your breakthrough than you realize. All that's left is to step forward and claim it. No more waiting, no more excuses, no more hesitation. The time is now. The decision is yours, and the world is ready for what happens next.